Shalom. I'll give honor praises to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, Shabbat QADASH. Divine to the elders and apostle great millstone. For teaching us this truth and sincerity, citation hopefully let the spread of brokenness of earth. This is going to be a data verse of 1 Thessalonians 4:14. The subheader reads, those who die in HaMashiach, the anointed. So I'm going to start here in first 1 Thessalonians 4:13 says, but I would not have you to be ignorant, brethren, concerning them which are asleep, that ye sorrow not, even as others which have no hope. Okay, and it's talking about what? Brothers who died in YAHAWAHSHI, right? Brothers who died a believer, okay, in this truth, right? You know, we can't, you know, we don't sorry after them, because we know that they're in peace, okay. But those others who, you know, those Israelites who don't die in YAHAWAHSHI, okay, who die in their sins, who die in iniquity, right? You know, they have no hope, right? Yeah, but we have hope, okay? Another word for hope is faith, you know. For if we believe that YAHAWAHSHI died in believe, the word believe goes back to faith. Same thing, if we believe that YAHAWAHSHI died and rose again, even so them also which sleep in YAHAWAHSHI will the Most High bring with him. That's what you see about how those who died in YAHAWAHSHI will be resurrected first. Alright, then those who are still on the earth alive and YAHAWAHSHI coming will be risen. Okay. So we all gonna be risen up together. Okay. As the scripture about go as 1 Thessalonians 4:15 is about through 17 is what goes into, right? Says, for this we say unto you by the word of the Lord, which are alive and remain unto the coming of the Lord, should not prevent them which are asleep. Okay. Meaning what? We won't present. Meaning what? Those who are asleep, right? You know. Those who are asleep, they're gonna be ready to be up for us, right? You know. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, and with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of the Most High, and the dead in HaMashiach shall rise first. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds, as I was saying, to meet the Lord YAHAWAHSHI in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord. So it's gonna be one big resurrection of the elect. So you have some elect that died in YAHAWAHSHI, right? Not all the elect is living. Therefore, comfort one another with these words. You know, and this is what, you know, I'm doing, exhorting, okay? You know, knowing that, you know, you have a brother who do die YAHAWAHSHI, right? You know, he was a true, sincere brother. He gonna be ultimately resurrected in the second coming, right? You know, he gonna be redeemed. So I'm going to close here by giving all your praises to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, Shabbat Shalom. That's shalom.